Hello, sisters. Welcome again. I've decided to do my live over because there were a couple of points that I wasn't able to really get out there, and now my kids went out for a little bit, so I should have some uninterrupted time. And I feel like this is a really important topic to share, so I am coming back again. So I just feel like super, super excited and inspired right now, talking and thinking about Venus and Aquarius and how that relates to us as female entrepreneurs, business owners of the new age. We're all here because we are doing something radically different, and radically different is Aquarius. Anything that is new, that is progressive, that is future, that is quantum is Aquarian. And I really, the whole purpose of my business and my whole mission and what I feel the most called to do is to help women like you build a business that is ushering in and actually creating the new age. So, I really think of all of you, and myself included, as business women of the new age, or new age business women. And the new age, of course, is Aquarius. So, Venus moving into Aquarius, especially within the context of what's happening now cosmically, is really, really important and special. And there's so much that we can talk about with this. So, this really touches on my whole mission, and it's so important for me to be able to share this information with you guys. So I really want it to be extremely accessible for you. So wherever you are at with the astrology, you've somehow made it here to the group, and moving forward, I really want to be able to give you guys as much practical information as possible about how to really tie in what's happening cosmically into your business, so that you have that insight and that guidance, because astrology is basically the cosmos guiding us in action every day, helping us to be our best selves, helping us to build something that is true and that is cosmic, divine. And by tuning into that and really, following those cosmic CTAs, as I like to call them, we can really build something that is much greater and that is much more powerful, I think, than if we go by the old ways, or what we were programmed to think is possible, or to think that is important for us to do. Astrology is ruled by Aquarius ultimately, and Aquarius is all about moving into 5D. That's why it's the new age of Aquarius. So what does it mean for us, that Venus has moved into Aquarius, and how can we really work with that for our businesses? So Venus moved into Aquarius last night, and she's going to be there until February 10th. So it's not such a long time. However, it is an opening and it's a shift. And whenever the planets move into a new sign throughout the wheel, this is a shift. It's a shift in our consciousness. It's a shift in the energies of our world and of each of us individually, and also basically everything, because it's the energy, right? So the signs are different energetic vibrational frequencies, and everything in the world has a resonance with a different sign or a planet. And we as human beings have resonances with all of the signs and planets, and we each express them in different ways. And so when Venus has now moved into Aquarius, for example, this really denotes a shift in how we and how the whole world is going to be experiencing her energy. So Venus is the goddess planet. She rules beauty. She rules divine beauty and what we each perceive to be beautiful, what we are attracted to, and also how we attract. She, in that way, rules the law of attraction, right? So whatever we put out is what we get back. And so it's really amazing to work with Venus in that way, and to understand your own personal Venus sign, what you were when you were born, what sign she was in, because that is your personal resonance with Venus, with what, how you express beauty, how you experience beauty, how you personally work with the law of attraction. But when it comes to these collective cycles, like for example, Venus moving into Aquarius. This has to do with right now, how we're all living this out and experiencing it. And Venus rules our value system. So in our business, we all have a certain value system that we prescribe to, and that we, whether knowingly, consciously, or unconsciously, we are working within that value system. And that really creates, it's basically the foundation of how we are functioning with the law of attraction in our business. The values, what we really care about, what we talk about, what we put out there, in terms of our content, and in terms of our services, in terms of even the things that we care about on a heart level. That's going to be what we bring back to us. So, Venus has now moved into Aquarius. So we really want to take a look at our value systems in our business. And we want to really make sure that we are in resonance, that we're valuing things based on our heart, based on our soul, based on our awareness, not just things that were programmed, and not things that we have, received from elsewhere to be our value system. So I always find it really fascinating to explore the value system with people, to see, what are our true values versus the values that we have inherited, or, like I said, programmed to value. And this is a really perfect time to do that. Venus is now at 0 degrees of Venus, so it's such a fresh new beginning. And Venus now really wants us to look at how our value system is serving the collective, because Aquarius represents the collective. It represents the tribe, right? So your tribe in your business, and also just our whole Earth tribe. And understanding how our business really fits into that, and how we contribute to the greater whole. So Aquarius is a very progressive energy. It's all about moving forward. It's about breaking the glass ceiling. It's about breaking through to the other side. It's about quantum physics, quantum living, and recognizing that there's always something more. There's always something deeper. There's always something beyond what we can see, and beyond our current level of consciousness. Aquarius is the sign of the genius. And what is a genius? It's someone who is able to see the way bigger picture, but also to see the intricacies, and to see really deep into every little thing, and find the truth in it, and find and know that just because something looks the way it is now, and just because it seems that, okay, this is what reality is, Aquarius is able to really see past that, and to find new ways to work our reality. So inventors, people who have come along, and Einstein. I always think of Einstein when I think of Aquarius. Like he, the father of quantum physics. He came and was able to say, wait a minute, everything that we think to be the truth, everything that we think to be, reality, it's not the full picture. Let's look beyond it, and let's find new ways to relate to our experience. So whenever we have flashes of insight and brilliance, and whenever we are able to be really innovative and think outside the box, and really find new solutions to make things work, we're working with Aquarius, we're expressing Aquarius. So now, take Venus, which rules our value system, which rules, harmony, a sense of divine balance and beauty. And, in our business, it's also our money. Venus rules money and, resources and tools. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. And those are signs that are very much, involved with, especially Taurus, but, the luxuries of life, the experiences of this physical world, of beauty, of art, of music, and witnessing the divine genius through our physical world. So we really want to take a look at our value system of our business, and we really want to check for any upgrades, right? So you know how your phone gets upgrades and updates every now and then, very often, and all of our software, so this is a time for our value system in our business, what we really are consider to be of value, what we are selling, how we are pricing our offerings, everything like that. We want to upgrade to Aquarian level consciousness, which is the next level. So some of the ways that we can do that is, I made a little list, but, first of all, we have to drop any patriarchal old paradigm values that are hidden and embedded in our business. And those are very deeply rooted from society. Those are things that we have learned through our social programming, through, the patriarchal system that we all grew up in and that we all, had to learn to function within. And, the first step is really to break free from those, because Aquarius does not want those. Aquarius wants us to really leave that, baggage at the door, check that at the door, because that doesn't fit into the new Aquarian consciousness. Those types of patriarchal business practices where it's like bottom line oriented, where, fear-based marketing, pressure, just focusing on the bottom line, whatever has to be done, to make the money, that does not fit into the Aquarian business model. The value system has to be rooted in, first of all, the greater good of all, not just human beings, but the planet and the Earth Mother and, animals and all living beings. But beyond that, vibrationally and, energetically, it's important that we are, really practicing business in ways that are high vibe, for lack of a better term, high vibe in terms of whatever we are doing is contributing to building, to progress, to expansion, and to healing versus destruction, versus any sort of damage to the earth, damage to other people. So being aware of, when you're doing your marketing, when you're doing your sales, just being aware of what types of values you're functioning within is so important. And that's what Venus really wants us to do. Just ask yourself, is the way that I am functioning in my business and approaching these things, is it in line with, the vision of the future, which is a world in which everybody has a voice. Aquarian is the sign of the democracy, where every person really is equal and is given respect and is given a voice. So it's not about any sort of like hierarchy or tyrannical, like, one person only, so this is the sign of progress, like I said. So when we function in that way, when we function and upgrade to the Aquarian mindset in our value system, we also, beyond shedding the patriarchy, we really want to value our tribe. And what that means is we want to really make space in our business every day to find the people who really resonate with us on a heart and mind consciousness level. We really want to make that part of our business. I think that's why social media is so huge now, as we're about to break into the new age and the age of Aquarius, because social media is tribe building. It's so amazing to me. We have this technology, right? And Aquarius rules technology, Uranus rules technology. And what do we do with it? To me, the trend on Facebook now is groups, right? It's all about the groups, and it's so cool. And I've noticed that, like, the way that we humans are taking this technology that was invented is to find like-minded people, right? And that is how we're building our businesses. Groups is such a huge part. Like here, we're in a group right now. So, that's very Aquarian. And the more we build our tribes based on truth and based on a vision for the future, not so much like, oh, I'm just going to make this group because it's a really good business tool. No, not that. We're really authentically building a tribe based on what we really want to change in the world, what we really want to shift. And, the fact that we can also make a living and also make an impact and achieve great things on all levels, money, impact, success, connection. I mean, that is Aquarius. That is the new age. So, hey, Steph. So yeah, attracting the tribe and attracting, that's Venus, you know, whatever you put out is what you're attracting. So just when you want to build your tribe, when you want to connect, just remember that what you're putting out is what you're going to attract. So the more you are in tune with your truth, the more you are in tune with what your soul came here to do, because we each came here with a specific role in our part of the ascension, of the awakening, you know, moving into the age of Aquarius. We each have a unique role, and astrology really helps us to know what that is, along with our intuition, along with, you know, just simply, you know, knowing what makes us happy and what brings us full joy. That is, you know, one of the best tools to know what our role is, because when we do that, like I said, when we do step into our joy and when we do, you know, come and talk about the things that really make us happy, no matter how, you know, out of the box they are, no matter how, you know, how much society has taught us that it's like not, you know, acceptable or whatever, but it makes you happy, that's how you know you're doing your role and what your soul really came here to do. So you can build a tribe based on that. And the more true you are to that, the more you're going to attract the people who are as well. And you become a force in the world, right? Like, look at all these groups and stuff. There's so much power. There's so much power to be able to go in front of, you know, here we have 700 women who are all working towards the same things. And, you know, we have so much power in our hands that never was available before to one person, but yet a group coming together, we create this massive force of potential and change. And that is very, very Aquarian. And the whole thing with that is that we want to, you know, like I said, it's not just, we want to look at it from the perspective of like, holy fucking shit, like this is so powerful, and this is we can become real agents of change. And we want to use the technology, we want to use our voices and our connection to actually make change. It's not just for making money, it's for actually, you know, really helping other people and bringing our world into this new consciousness. And that's why, like, the whole online coaching world and spiritual entrepreneurship world is so amazing, because we're changing the world by showing up, by paying each other, by investing in each other, by valuing each other's gifts, the gifts that society has yet to really accept and really like value. We value that in each other. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you the money because I see that your intuition and that your, you know, your gifts are valuable to me. And I value my own gifts enough to be able to say, I want to offer this to you in exchange for your money, or in exchange for, you know, a trade or whatever we do. That is our value system. And the more we value ourselves and our work and go and offer it and, you know, make it our reality, then, you know, we encourage others to do that too. So this is all very Aquarian. Building that tribe is really, really powerful stuff. Another way is to work with astrology, because Aquarius rules with astrology, and, you know, Venus now, I feel that astrology is really gaining a lot of much worthy, you know, newfound respect. I know that I was sent here to help restore the integrity to astrology. That's something that I've always felt called to do. And I know that, you know, astrology for a long time was kind of totally, you know, just put into the pile of like BS or whatever, you know, like what's the word? You know, like pseudoscience or entertainment horoscopes or whatever, but it's really making a strong comeback. People are recognizing that astrology has immense value, and we're seeing that. You know, I even see now, even on my own Facebook, you know, experience, people are a lot more interested in talking about it, and it's so cool. So just know that, you know, Aquarius rules astrology, and this is a really good time for you to bring that into your own business. So whether it's having your chart read, or, you know, working with me as your coach to bring in the astrology to, you know, essentially understand yourself on an energetic level and why your soul came here and what your soul really wants to take part of in this shift, because we're all here for a reason now, you know, in this age, and taking it into the 5D. So you know, when you look at your chart, you work with astrology in that way, what you're actually doing is you're looking at the potential, and you're actively choosing to express all of the energies that you came in with, in order to really create something radical and new, and like I said, just usher in the new age. Another way that we can bring the values of astrology into our business is by accepting Bitcoin, which is so cool. And I actually spoke about this a little bit in the membership when I did the themes of 2018, what it means for a business. Because in mid-May, Uranus, who rules Aquarius, is moving into Taurus. And Taurus, you know, associated with Venus. So it's so cool that, you know, cryptocurrency is coming up. You know, people are starting to recognize that we can play around with our money systems and how we go about exchanging energy, and that it doesn't have to be like the old way, right? So this is very progressive, very Aquarian, especially since it's all technology based, and that's ruled by Aquarius. And so a really cool way is to learn about Bitcoin, become informed. If you want to accept it in your business, it's a very amazing way, even just energetically, to align with Aquarian consciousness. And then another way I listed here was to get involved with more social justice groups, organizations, because Aquarius, again, rules the collective. And we really want to find ways to solve problems in our businesses. So becoming aware of, you know, what does my heart really resonate with? Because Venus is very much a heart resonance. You know, what do we love and value from that place of our heart, and what really, you know, speaks to us on that level, because that's ultimately what drives us to do things, you know, what we care about. So find the things that you care about. You know, for me, I have a very deep care and passion for marine mammals. I've always felt that I really care about protecting them from harm, and from, you know, places like SeaWorld who steal them out of the ocean, and then, you know, just energetically they wreak a lot of havoc, not just on the individual creatures and beings, but just on the whole planet. You know, that's a very negative thing. So for me, I have this strong passion, and that's for a reason. You know, it's not just random. And so I'm becoming a lot more involved with organizations, and, you know, finding ways to somehow integrate that into my business, becoming like a voice for those animals, you know, contributing in any way that I can to the causes that I feel really aligns with. And that actually just helps your business to, again, connect to the greater whole, and to infuse the values of your heart into your work. And so it could be quite, you know, like it could seem disconnected from your business, but it's all connected, because you are your business, right? So if you are living in truth, and if you're really putting your energy into the things that you care about, that will spill over into your business, and you're going to be attracting the people who care about those same things too. So you know, this is the time to, again, you know, imagine that you or in your business are now getting, you know, you just got the little thing on your phone that says upgrade, you know, and you're going to say yes, don't put it off. Like I always do. I'm like, remind me tomorrow, remind me tomorrow. No, we're going to say yes right now. We're going to allow the upgrade to happen. We're going to look at our business, and we're going to see where we are still functioning in the old paradigm, you know, because think about it this way. Venus, if you look at what's happening in the sky right now, you know, we just had the new moon, right, in Capricorn with that stellium, 6 planets in Capricorn. And Venus has moved into Aquarius. And so, you know, it's this is the divine feminine leading the way, right? She's breaking out. She's leaving behind the old. She's leaving behind the, the patriarchal ways of valuing and business and the values within the business. And she's showing us this new way. And she's saying, it's time for us as the women leaders, as the business women of the new age to upgrade and to really make sure that we are functioning from a place that our business is not perpetuating any sort of patriarchal practices, because that's not going to work for us. But now, our businesses are the ones to shape the future. So really, thinking outside the box, looking at how you're running your business, how you are running your marketing, how you're running your branding, we, like I said at the beginning of this, like, we all carry things that we have learned from society, and we really need to now upgrade and make sure, it's all in resonance with our view and our vision of the future, and not be afraid to try new things, and not be afraid to, say, hold on, that doesn't feel right, that's not resonating, and I'm not just going to do it because, bottom line, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to find the ways that work with us on the heart level and that do align with our vision for the future, which is everybody being accounted for, our planet being healed, our planet being accounted for, our Earth Mother being protected and valued, our forests, our oceans, our animal friends, and all beings. And then also, to take it further, that every human being has, empowerment and has the tools that they need to be able to express themselves, because ultimately, the whole 5D, the whole new age is recognizing that there's so much abundance and so much to go around that there really doesn't need to be any sort of hierarchy anymore, right? There's a reason that Capricorn is the sign before Aquarius, where Capricorn is like, oh, let's all, it's like hierarchy. It's like competition and feeling like, well, if you have, then I don't have. But then it comes Aquarius and says, no, we all have. We all have enough and more. And, the Earth Mother is so abundant and the universe is so abundant. And we have to always see that bigger cosmic picture and know that, there really are no limits, only the limits that exist within our mind. So I'm just going to catch up on some of the comments. I love you guys so much. So yeah, it's very exciting. It's oh, that's so cool. Kundalini has been really calling out to me lately. Maybe that's something. So yeah, like, to me, the fact that Uranus is moving into Taurus in May, and also just 2018 overall, so much earth and water energy, and I feel like we're being called to really, physically do the work physically in order to really ground this, because now, I feel like we've done a lot of the philosophizing and the consciousness raising, and now we have to bring it all down, and that's through our bodies, that's through our surroundings, that's through our connection to the earth and to nature. And that's why it's so important for us to, like, do Kundalini, do yoga, do things that get our bodies, now in alignment, because that's, the first conduit into the physical plane. So I just actually thought of, like, another way to do this, by the way, is bringing in the cycles of nature into your business. Another really good way to align, the membership that I created, that was the whole vision. It's about bringing astrology and the cycles of the planets and stuff into the business as a framework, because when we do that, astrology is the language of the new age, and people have to know this language. It's like language informs our thoughts, and that our thoughts inform our beliefs and our and then that of course informs our actions and what we think and do in the world. And so when we study astrology, and especially progressive astrology, not patriarchal astrology, not deterministic astrology, not any of that, be wary of things that that carry that energy, that try to make you think that, you know, astrology is limiting in that way. But when we work with the planets in that way, work with astrology as like the framework for our business, and you know, we see, oh, Aquarius, you know, Venus moved into Aquarius. What is that? What is the upgrade? You know, I mean, what is the message? What is the universe guiding me to do now? That is another way, of course, because another way to, you know, align with Aquarian values in our business and really have our businesses become agents of change and harbingers of the new age. Because when we do that, and when we work with astrology in this way, what we're actually doing is aligning with the cosmic consciousness, and we are becoming the co-creators of our world. And, you know, we don't know really, if left to our own devices, we're so programmed and we're so influenced by things that are not truly in alignment with cosmic consciousness and with truth and with, you know, ascension and things like that. So we have to look up, you know, there is so much value and power in looking up. And that's what humans have always done. We look up at the sky and the stars, but when we do that, we're really looking into ourselves, because as above, so below, as within, so without. And that is how we can recalibrate and recenter ourselves and find our way again through this mess that we've inherited. You know, connecting to the cycles of nature is the way, and that's going to be the way that we will find our way again, and really, you know, bring in the new age. So yeah, the membership is a really great way to do that too, because the way that it's built, the whole purpose of it is to help you align every month with the cosmic, you know, consciousness, with the cosmic calls to action, things like that. So this was really fun, and I love talking about this, and I'm very grateful for everybody who joined in, and, you know, for you guys showing up every day in your business and reclaiming your power as a woman, and, you know, really, you know, going outside the box. And everything that you are doing in your business is by nature very, very radical and progressive, because it's not been done before. And every time you use the technology available to you to make a positive change, to heal a person, or to you know, restore power to the divine feminine forces, which is our intuition, which is our healing gifts, which is you know, functioning from that place of inner heart knowingness. And, you know, and when we value that, we are healing the whole world in that way. So I really recognize and value all of you very, very much. And I thank you guys for indulging me and letting me talk about this for, 30 minutes now. And more of this to come, you know. So I love you guys all very much, and I hope you have a very beautiful day. And drop a comment below. Let me know how you're going to be upgrading your business values to Aquarian 5.0. Okay, beautiful women, I'll see you guys soon.